So our final segment tonight. Politicians acting like politicians. One thing you can guarantee, there's never a shortage of machine hired, machine blessed politicians, or even machine like politicians, who will exploit anything they possibly can to score political points, no matter how detrimental those criticisms are to society. There's never an ending. So let's talk about someone who, by the way, I think took ninth in our last mayoral election. So, I mean, he was right on the cusp of being very, very far away from 8th place. That's an incredible spot to be 8th place in a mayor's race. Paul Vallas, ex-CEO of the Chicago Public Schools. He was on the show much earlier in the summer talking about city finances. I'm going to try to get him back on to talk about the crapola he puts out on shootings. He is, I sometimes I think him and Bob Fioretti either switch places or they're the same person with masks on, because God, they both like to complain about something, but they do not ever have a solution. So here's Paul Vallas, and if you're listening in the podcast version, I'm going to read the post. Another mass shooting in Chicago. 7 shot in Inglewood last night. Over 70 incidents of multiple people shot in Chicago this year. Another child, a 21-month-old, shot downtown in broad daylight. Oh my God. Why are these shootings not drawing the attention of our elected officials? That's a complaint, Paul. You're a politician exploiting violence to try to get points. I'm shocked. Shocked. I mean, does a day go by when someone in Chicago doesn't try to exploit the violence? You took 9th in the mayor's race. That's how well liked you are in Chicago. It might help if you stopped complaining and started putting forth plans that you could be held to account if they were horrible. One, we did a segment on a show a couple weeks ago about Paul. He put a plan out on social media, Facebook and Twitter, about the need to create the city needs to create a city-run witness protection program. Think about that one. And he said in the post, which was startling, that it's not the fact that people don't trust the police in communities where they don't cooperate with the police. It's that they're just scared. It has nothing to do with the police behavior. How much whiter can Paul get that he is oblivious to the impact that John Burge had on communities of color? That he was oblivious to the impact of the Laquan McDonald case. He was oblivious to the impact of the SOS scandal, Special Operations scandal, that was kidnapping black and brown people just off the street and robbing them. How oblivious do you have to be? Well, pretty oblivious. So when that plan got kind of ridiculed by me and others, Paul is back to being a politician, exploiting crime and violence for political points. It's sad, but this is Chicago, right? I think it was Rahm Emanuel who said it, got quoted in the White House, never let a scandal go to waste. There's always a way to exploit it for your purposes. I mean, that of all the things that are the Chicago way, that is the Chicago way. There's no doubt. It's sad. I'm sure we'll be featuring his Facebook and Twitter posts more often. They're sad. They're kind of funny. They remind me a lot of Fioretti. Fioretti's kind of fallen off. He's good every Sunday or Monday morning for a post about the violence too, without ever putting a plan together. Because that's how you run for office. You don't have plans. You just have vague complaints that you're going to do something and then never do it. Okay,